Welcome back to another video. Thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to talk about Sun Wukong. Probably one of the top 10 arena damage dealers. He definitely is also probably in one of the top 10 for arena supports. And I just want to go over how I have mine built and where he's going to be good, okay, for you. Now, if you were playing when he was a login champion, nice job. You secured yourself a very overpowered champion that will carry you through the game. But if not, going on right now, you can. Now, when this video airs, it's not going to be this way. But if you did end up summoning, you can summon him with a progressive chance right now in raid when I'm recording. So if you got him, great. If you didn't, I apologize. But let's just take a look at him, shall we? Faction, Skinwalkers. Yeah. Sun Wukong is, like I said, probably top 10 of damage dealers for arena in the game. He's also used in Hydra. He's also used in any dungeon. Bar, Sand Devil, and Phantom Shogun. Phantom Shogun because he's the wrong affinity, and Sand Devil because he's not doing enough at the high ends of Sand Devil. Okay, he is great in any stage of the Cursed City that he is allowed to be in. He is probably one of the most heavily invested champs in the game, especially if you look at mine. All of his gear is ascended, and I'm pretty sure. So we could change this to crit damage, but that's attack percentage. This is attack percentage, and I'm fine with that. I don't think I need speed on it. This needs to be attack. That's attack, that's attack. We have attack here, crit damage here, and then accuracy here, which is what I wanted. So let's go over his abilities. Okay, he's an attack champion from the Skinwalkers faction, but he actually is a sneaky, very good support. Okay, looking at his base stats, he is got how I would say base stats for a support as well as a damage dealer, because he's getting 10 off the accuracy, 30 with the resistance. He has decent speed at 105. That's the same as Yumiko. He has great base attack though, 1586. And he's got great base crit damage, right? 63%. But let's go over his abilities. His A1 when booked, right? Looks like 50% chance of placing a stun for one turn. The chance increases to 50% if the target has any buffs, right? So that 50% goes to 75% of putting a stun on somebody. If they have block buffs, that sucks. But if not, they're gonna build him a little bit of accuracy, and he's gonna make him take a nap. Okay. His A2 really is where he shines. This is a lot like Trunda's A2. This is also a lot like Baron's A1. He attacks one enemy. This is on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Will attack all remaining enemies with any surplus damage if the target is killed. This attack will also ignore 50% of the target's defense. This attack cannot be critical. So, there you go. It's a big splash damage. A lot like Trunda's, but not as powerful. Okay? If the initial target survives the attack, they will be turned into a sheep for a turn. This debuff cannot be blocked, but it can be resisted. So what happens is, if you build him as a support, you give him enough accuracy, this goes through Stone Skin. No questions asked. A lot like Armand's, okay? And again, Armand's was a login champion, so... Or, no, he was a fusion, I'm sorry. His A3... Again, which is another great support ability, but it's also a great ability for, an attack damage dealer. Now you see us. 3-turn cooldown when booked. He will attack all enemies, but before attacking, he will steal all their buffs and then place block buffs on them for 2 turns. Okay? Great ability. So I've seen him steal Stone Skin, all that fun jazz. Obviously, he can't take anything that's protected. But what really makes him scary is this. His unbeatable Wukong passive. It will revive him with 100% HP and turn meter at 100% after 3 turns. Okay, so he dies. 3 champions take a turn. He pops back up and he tries to cut it. Based on this, you really should probably give him a decent amount of speed and stuff like that. He also has an amazing passive where his his aura in arena is 28%. That's pretty good. Armand's is 28%. The only champions that actually beat him in this regard are like Arbiters and Lord Shazar's, stuff like that. Okay, so this is actually pretty big. Now, let's look at the artifacts that you should put him in. If you're going damage, put him just in lethal. And if you can manage it, I would put him in cruel with high accuracy. Well, not high, but decent amount of accuracy. I'm sitting at 362, and that will steal buffs off almost every damage dealer. Okay. So I would put him in cruel and lethal. But if you can't swing that, you can also do merciless. You can do Slayer. You can do here's a set that people sleep on that I think they're just kind of silly brained for. Fatal's a great like additive set. How many times have you run into the problem where you're like, you are at like plus 81% on your crit rate, so you're sitting at 96% crit rate, like you're almost there. But if you were to switch somebody over to Fatal, you get an extra 5% crit rate, but you also get 15% increased crit damage. Or I'm sorry, attack. Jeez, I'm just messing up today. But you get 15% increased attack and a 5% increased crit rate. That's pretty dang good. I think people sleep on Fatal and they shouldn't. I have a couple champions with spare pieces in Fatal, and it really does help them out. Now, if you're going to take him into Arena for the accessories, I recommend putting him in, in Reaction. If you can fit all of them to be Reaction, more power to you. If you can't, it's understandable, but do as many as you can. He is very squishy. Even if you build him as a support, his HP is not great. His defense is awful. He's really made on those 3 stats to be a damage dealer, but he can really function really well as a support. Okay, I see a lot of people use him in Hydra and Brutal Down. I don't really see a lot of people using him in Nightmare, but there definitely are Nightmare teams that are pushing high damage because of this guy, because he brings things to the table that you need. He steals buffs and replaces them with block buffs. Okay, that's amazing. He does it unconditionally as long as they don't have, like, he doesn't get resisted and there's a block debuffs buff up there. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, he's not going to be able to do a lot of damage on a head with his A1, but his A2 is just like Tron does and deals a shit ton of damage. And you're fine if he dies, because he's going to pop back up in 3 turns. Pretty damn decent. Now, if you're wondering what blessings you should put on this guy, if you're going the arena route like I have, and I follow Shinny, so if you don't know who Shinny is, he's a very high-end arena player, and I follow his channel, and that guy knows what he's talking about, and he says put him in sheep. I agree, put him in sheep. But if you're taking him the PvE route with like Hydra, you can put him in Brimstone. I don't really recommend Brimstone, not even at 5-star, because it's so lackluster. If you get him 6-star Awakened, I would put him in Crushing Rend and then take him into Hydra for PvE content, because this is where this shines, right? Because he will always, for every attack, ignore part of the target's defense, which is really going to push your damage up, okay? You can also put him in Cruelty. You can also put him in Temporal Chains. Phantom Touch, I've seen people put him in. I've seen Intimidating Presence. I've also seen Lightning Cage, because some people put him in Stone Skin, and Lightning Cage is another layer of defense that stops people from taking and getting rid of your Stone Skin, okay? So, and any buff, as long as Lightning Cage is active, okay? So, something to think about, okay? Read this right here. War, I've seen people use Life Harvest. This is probably better than Soul Reap, especially if you're facing enemy Wukongs, because when they come back to life, this will destroy their max HP and boost your turn meter, helping you cut in, okay? Let's look at his masteries. I have him coming down to a complete arena like mastery list. He comes down to Helm Smasher. He gets Spirit Haste. He gets Lore of Steel. Easy as pie, right? Push everything you can into offense and then put the rest into support. But make sure you at least get Lore of Steel to get the extra bonuses. 15%, right, for base stat bonuses. Whirlwind of Death is great. He gets increased speed for each enemy he kills, right, up to a certain percent. His A1, he'll use Methodical. He'll use his A1 quite a bit, so Methodical helps out. But bring him down to Helm Smasher. Now, I don't know if you're taking him into Hydra, if you're going to want him in War Master or Helm Smasher. I'm not really familiar with that. The champions I have for Hydra, I have them built down to War Master, because I think percentage of a champion's max HP, especially bosses, is better than just ignoring a part of their defense, okay? Having a 50% chance. But if you are taking them the support route, obviously, as we've always talked in these champion guides, bring them down to Eagle Eye, give them that 50% increase accuracy, and then, you know, you're going to want to put them in, not Sniper, but you can put them in Master Hexer. This won't affect Polymorph or the stun, but this will affect the block buffs debuff. And probably Evil Eye with his A1 if you're taking him into the support route, okay? And obviously take him into Charge Focus, Arcane Celerity. And yeah, I think that is going to be it for that. Now, let's just kind of show you a quick arena match with him in it. Okay, we'll use this team. And we will do this team right here. So I'm going to use Arbiter into Lysandra, into Yumiko, into Wukong. Okay, and let's take a look at their speeds. 393 for Arbiter. Lysandra's 336. Yumiko is 335. And Sun Wukong is 235. Okay. Save. Let's take it off auto. And let's just see how this goes. Now, this team is actually formidable. So they're actually doing kind of the same strategy we are. They have a speed booster into another speed booster that brings decreased defense, into a damage dealer that can wipe the whole team even without him because he ignores defense. I fucking hate Georgia. And then you have Mountain King, which is just there for whatever. But they're not going to survive this unless somebody... Ooh, he resisted, but that's fine. You also... Wukong can just crush an entire team. You need to look for the person that has the lowest defense and lowest health. And you can tell by their HP bars here. So, do that, kill him, boom, and we just wipe the entire team. Okay? That's how effective that A2 is. Now let's look at another team to do the same thing. Let's take something challenging. This isn't crazy challenging, but they have a Harima who's going to shut our ignored defense down. And they also have Wukong, they have Gaius, and they have Elva here. The bad thing about Wukong is he's probably always going to be going up against supports that are magic affinity, which is negative for him because he can weak hit on them. But then even against like a Harima, he's going to kind of get shut down on because her passive shuts him down. So let's take a look here. I already know, yep, we were going to be faster. The Gaius, he was going to be in Stone Skin. If you're playing Gaius, he's going to be in Stone Skin. That's just how it is. All right, we shut him down. I would argue we go for the Harima first. That way, because when she's dead, her passive is not active. Bye. Boom. Almost got them all. Almost got them all. Okay. I think we are going to be fine, though. We're going to put the hex here. If you're watching my Yumiko video, I talk about how you need to do that hex. All right. We're still not out of the woods yet. Oh. He is going to definitely be dead on his turn. Let's try to decrease. There we go. Turn meter. Deplete. Yep. Wukong's down. Now, here's the thing about Wukong that I do not recommend that I just did. I brought him back with a revive. If you can manage it, do not bring him back. Let him bring himself back because no matter what champion you use other than Marichka, you are not going to be doing him any favors. Do you understand me? He is going to self-buff him. He's going to self-buff, essentially, and come back with more turn meter and more health than what you are going to do for him with any other support, if you understand my meaning. Oof, this monkey's going to freaking clap us. The thing about Wukong, too, he is very sneaky. He's very, very sneaky, sir. Man, if an enemy Wukong, even this can happen to yourself, I've done it on quite a few live arena matches where your Wukong will come back. All of a sudden, you just target their weakest character with an A2 and you wipe the whole team and you win the match. That has happened quite a few times. I can attest to that. Let's see what we got here. Here's another good team. Okay. They're going to go speed booster into lockout / protection into somebody trying to clap us. I guarantee we're faster than them. Okay. Let's go down to times 1 speed. Speed boost here. Speed boost here. Let's lock out. Boom. And then it's Monkey's turn. But what do you think the Monkey should do? Do we think we need to steal the shield buffs? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Do you think we should turn somebody into a sheep? Also not a bad idea. But right now I'm looking, there is not a bolster set over there, but there's a shield set. So I think we need to steal all that stuff. And we almost killed everybody. So there you go. Okay, let's speed her up. Put her on auto. And monkey finishes. It's that simple. Now, monkey can be used in more places than one. All right. Now, arena is definitely where he's going to shine the most at for you. But like I said, he's great in Hydra. He's good in any of the dungeons. Except for Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun, like I said in the beginning of the video. If we go ahead and we look at monkey here, so recently used first, let's take a look at the monkey. And we'll take a look at his reviews. And we'll review him here right now, okay? Arena offense, he's a 5. He's amazing. Campaign locations, 5. He can actually farm Nightmare Campaign. Believe me on that. He just needs to be fast enough and deal just a little bit of damage. He can do it. Arena defense, he's going to be pretty decent at. I give him a 4. He's better when you are fully in control of him than that. Faction Wars. I think I still have a screenshot of him soloing Faction Wars. He is that powerful with the gear I have on him. Okay, so he's a 5. Hydra, 5. Great damage dealer, great support there. Demon Lord, he's not great. 3. He doesn't do enough. He just does damage. Okay. Magic Keep, he can steal the shield on her, so he's a 5 there. Minotaur's Labyrinth, he is actually my solo Minotaur farmer, and we'll demonstrate that here at the end of this. Spider's Den, I actually have seen people use him for Spider Hard 10, right? Because I think it's Void. It's not. Yeah, it's got to be Void. Because he can just blow up all the spiderlings and kill the spiders. So I think he's a 5 there. Dragon's Lair, 5. He can do what you need him to do there. Void Keep, 5. Force Keep, definitely a 5. He's a great affinity there. Spirit Keep, 5. Ice Golem's Peak, 3. He will trigger the boss into slamming you, so that's something you need to be prepared for. I got into a fight with a guy on Reddit yesterday, and he can go fuck himself because he's a dipshit. But they were saying that the 3% thing for resisting buffs or resisting debuffs, turn meter, stuff like that was bullshit. That if you had enough accuracy, it should just happen. And I told them, Summoner's War, Dislight, all these other gacha games have that built in as well. Okay, there always needs to be a little bit of a chance that it fucks up. Think of it like this. If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and you have all these bonus abilities that are going to guarantee you a hit, but you still have to like roll to see if you hit, you can critical fail. And that's what that 3% is. It is a critical fail. Now, I'm not going to lie. Humans, we recognize patterns, and I see the 3% thing happen more than it should, personally. But the game code shows that it's at 3%, right? Because Saf and all those other guys do it, so it's 3%. Okay? But, yeah, something to look out for. Fire Knight's Castle, he's not doing enough. He's going to be good up until probably 20, and then after 20, he's not good, okay? Iron Twins Fortress, I've seen people use him there. I don't care for him there, but if you need him, he's decent. Sand Devils, no. Phantom Shoguns, he's a 1. He's not going to get you through Sand Devils, or Phantom Shoguns, especially at the end of it. These are my ratings. Let's do that. Let's take it down to Minotaur, and I just want to show you something. So if you are going to have Monkey be your guy in Minotaur, I'm going to recommend something. His AI is special. Okay, so I was building up Hefrak. I'll just let's take Hefrak out of there. And where is that dumb lock-in champion? I have faith that she'll be good after they rework Sand Devils. There's a reason that they put her out and showcased her for Sand Devils. This Ardwin, what's her name? Adolin. But she's not going to be good until after they rework Sand Devil. She doesn't do enough. We all have different teams already. They're nerfing Sand Devil. They say they're balancing. They're nerfing it, making it more accessible to people because harder content's coming out. Curse City's coming out and all that fun stuff. Anyways, long story short, Sun Wukong. Okay. You need to set presets for him if you want this to be super fast. All right. So wave 1 doesn't matter, wave 2 doesn't matter, but trust me, on against the boss in Minotaur's Labyrinth, you need to make him prioritize Staff of Wonder, because he will just A1 the boss to death. I don't know why his AI does this. It just does this. Keep that in mind, okay? Let's do a quick run here. Okay, he wipes the first wave, and he's going to wipe the second wave. Boom, and then boom. 5 seconds, you're already onto the boss. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay? This should be done in around 30 seconds. 19 seconds, wow. We're on unlimited frames too on RSL Helper, but there you go. That's Monkey for you. He can do that there. And let's take him, let's go to Nightmare. Let's take him to the Brimstone Path. Let's take this guy out. Where is my monkey? There we go. Here goes Monkey, right? I have complete faith he's going to do this, especially with the gear I have him on. Okay, he's going to shoot. Boom. Yep, and here we go. Wham. Wham. That was Nightmare Stage 6, where you get the most experience in the game, bang for your buck, okay? Just to clarify, Nightmare Stage 6, we can do it again. He has no problem doing this. Back in the day, there were very few champions that could do this, but now with like Gear Ascension and Blessings and Empowerment, it's so much easier now. Especially Epic Empowerment. I'm wondering if we can't like get some epics to do this. He might get shut down here. Nope, never mind. He said, get out of here, bitch. Boom. 16 seconds, but you saw the other one was way faster. Way faster. Let me put this back on Brutal and then put my Hound in there. Void. Rare. My Hound. Master Ball. There he is. Okay, let's just run with these. Sorry, I gotta run with these quick so it saves my preset. I farm Brutal, as a side note, I farm Brutal just to, you get mystery shards more in Brutal. And the experience is negligible. Alright. That's going to be my showcase for Monkey. I love him. He's an amazing champion. I don't know what I'd do without him. But, again, things you're going to want to prioritize on him. If you're a damage dealer, go Merciless with Cruel or Merciless with Perception. Build a little bit of Perception on him. Just over 300, 350, because you do want him to steal buffs, okay? One of the big things that shuts him down is Ultimate Death Knight and the Polymorph debuff. It really sucks. Ultimate Death Knight really does blow this guy out of the water too, especially if you don't have enough accuracy to turn the Death Knight into a sheep. So something to consider. When ascending, if you're going damage, obviously go damage stuff. So either attack percent or crit damage with the gloves for ascension, not the main stat. Same thing with the chest, go for attack percent or accuracy. And then speed or attack percent for the boots. Right, when you're doing banner, attack or accuracy. And then crit damage always with the amulet. You can do attack, but that is a sad shadow compared to this. And then attack with attack on the ring, okay? For the accessories, you're going to want to put them in reaction. That's 100% my recommendation. Anywhere you're going to put them in reaction, because you're definitely going to be using them in arena. If you're going support, put them in perception, put them in speed, put them in supersonic if you have good supersonic pieces. I finally just had enough good merciless pieces that I was able to put my Grand Oak Podridge in the other video in reflex and merciless, and it's beautiful. I've just had one fail on hard 10 Fire Knight, and that just happened. But yeah, there you go. That's it. That's what I'm going to be talking about for my Monkey here. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.